We've all done it. We've made these quiet promises to our younger selves about who we were going to be one day. But then, well, life happens, right? The years just kind of start flying by, and it's so easy to lose sight of that person we imagined. So today, we're going to talk about remembering that promise and maybe, just maybe, finally doing something about it.
So let's just dive right in with a question that, well, it might hit a little close to home. Do you ever get that feeling that you're just in the waiting room of your own life? Like this is all just the warm up act, and your real life, the main event, is going to start someday? It's a super common feeling. But here's the thing, it is a dangerous, dangerous trap. And that feeling brings us to our first big idea, really looking at that gap between the person you could be and the person you are right now. I mean, this just captures it perfectly, doesn't it? That strange feeling that you're not quite in your real life yet. It's this fantasy we tell ourselves that one day everything will just magically click into place. But what we're talking about today is the hard truth that someday it's a mirage. The time you're spending waiting is your life. And this right here, this is the core choice we're all facing. We so often avoid taking action because we're scared of the pain, right? The pain of trying, the pain of failing. But here's the powerful argument. That quiet, gnawing pain of just sitting still, of letting your potential just wither away, that is so much heavier in the long run. So if you're going to have pain either way, you might as well pick the one that leads to growth. Okay, so how do you close that gap between who you are and who you could be? Well, you don't wait around to find a new version of yourself. You have to consciously, deliberately invent one. This is all about becoming the architect of your own character. I love how raw and honest this is. This isn't about making a few small tweaks to your personality. This is about construction. It's about literally building a version of yourself that can handle the pressure, that can withstand the grind, that can take the criticism you'll face when you try to do something amazing. You have to build that person from the ground up. And where does that construction project start? It starts with one single, massive shift, where you point the finger. See, blaming the world, your boss, your past, it's easy, but you're just giving all your power away. The second you turn that finger back on yourself, not with hate, but with what you could call radical responsibility, that's the moment you take your power back. And this is the pivot point. This is where everything can change. Taking responsibility means realizing that whatever has happened to you, right up to this very second, does not get to decide what happens next. This is it. This is the whole ball game. Think about it. The exact same set of events from your past can be a crushing weight that holds you down forever, or it can be the heroic beginning of an incredible comeback story. The only thing that's different is the story you choose to tell yourself. Is your past the reason you're doomed to fail, or is it the fire that forges you into a hero? Okay, so you've shifted your mindset. You've decided you're the hero of your own origin story. Fantastic. But now comes the work. Because greatness has a price tag, and you have to pay it every single day. So what's with this number? 365. It represents a relentless, absolutely non-negotiable commitment. It's about the kind of person who works out 365 days a year, for years straight. It's not about grand gestures. It's a stark reminder that the price of doing something amazing is paid in the small, daily, grinding work. And that, right there, is the real secret. It's not about being the smartest person in the room, or the most talented, or the luckiest. It's simply about being the most consistent. It's about showing up when you don't feel like it, because let's be honest, those are the days that really count. Those are the days that separate you from pretty much everyone else. This really gets to the heart of what integrity is. It's all about the standards you hold yourself to when nobody's watching. Are you the kind of person who works even harder when the cameras are off? That private work, that effort that gets zero applause, that's what builds the foundation of real success. That's who you really are. But look, that daily grind, it can be absolutely brutal. So how in the world do you keep going? Well, you do it by reframing the struggle itself. It's not some annoying obstacle getting in the way of your story. The struggle is the story. This is honestly one of my favorite ideas. Every moment of pain, every single setback, it's just another chapter that's going to make the victory at the end feel that much sweeter. The misery isn't meaningless. It's plot development. You're not just suffering through something difficult, you are building your own legend. The bigger the dragon you face, the more epic the hero you become. And all that brings us to our final section for today. We've talked about building a new self, about paying the price, but all of this requires strength.
And it's probably not the kind of strength you're thinking about.
The world sells us this very specific idea of strength, doesn't it? It's about being tough, never showing weakness, never breaking. It's loud, it's flashy, and it's all about power. But that's a really shallow and ultimately false definition.
Real strength is, well, it's quieter. It's resilience. It's getting back up after you've been knocked flat on your face. It's having the massive courage to be vulnerable and say, hey, I need help. It's choosing to be kind when the world is cruel. It's holding on to a little bit of hope when everything feels hopeless. And it's about learning how to carry your pain with dignity instead of just pretending it's not there.
And here's the most important part. This kind of strength, it's not some gift you're born with. No way. It's a skill. It's something you build, brick by brick, every single time you face a challenge and decide to show up anyway. It's a direct result of the choices you make. And this, for me, is the ultimate expression of what strength really is. It doesn't just exist for you. True strength is measured not just by how you carry yourself through your own struggles, but by your ability to be a source of support for the people around you, to reach out a hand and help lift somebody else up. So, we end right back where we started, with a choice. Every single thing you do today is a sentence in your story. Every decision you make is a new plot point. The pen is in your hand right now. The only question left is, what kind of character are you choosing to write?